Hello and welcome back to my channel, Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. In today's story, OP says, "Last night, the full force of my wife's midlife crisis hit me like a ton of bricks. She basically laid it straight out there. She's sick of me, our kids, and our house." It's time we listen to the story. Also, if you like these stories, please give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
I've seen the classical signs. She started doing martial arts, starting with once a week, and now it's up to 4 to 5 times. Going out with the girls and getting drunk, which is a real worry to me because she's the kind that can't handle her liquor. Last week, she went to martial arts practice at around 5 p.m. and didn't come home until 11:30 p.m. And it turned out she'd been talking to her instructor alone in his car for almost 2 hours. This resulted in some argument, but she maintains that nothing is going on between them and she just needed to talk. I really believed her. He's married and a decent guy, but the emotional betrayal still hurts. Last night it happened again, despite her promising that she'd come home, and I had a meltdown and sent lots of ugly texts, which I regret. There was an argument, and that's when she confessed that she's sick of everything, which hit me like a shock because I really believed she had enough perspective to at least take her commitment to our marriage and the kids seriously.
She accused me of not being affectionate enough and they did not spend enough time together. Still, OP has been trying to change that, but now he feels like an idiot knowing that she has just been faking interest.
Lately, when she's at home, she's mostly distant and on her phone, and I'm left to tending to the kids and cooking and cleaning. I also have a job, and I'm the main provider. It's really starting to drain me of all my energy, both physically and emotionally. We get some help from her mom, which is good, but at the same time, her mom is always criticizing her, which is only making matters worse. My mom also helps out, but she's old and sick, so can't do much. I usually try to keep a positive outlook and face the wind straight on, but this time, I'm really doubting everything, and today, I'm a complete mess. Now, in her defense, she is partly aware of the issues, but seems unwilling to want to change anything about her behavior, despite seeing the damage it does. Her work in psychiatry also burdens her a lot. She will have her brighter moments where she's affectionate and says she cares about me, but I don't know what to believe now. Absurdly enough, she booked a hotel room in the city for us for my birthday on Tuesday this week, and we went out for dinner and drinks. We had a nice time and slept a night alone. Not much happened, wrong time of the month, without kids disturbing us. I thought we had made some improvement, but then it was back to the usual yesterday. I see her struggles and acknowledge them, but it also pains me to be so helpless and unable to get through to her. She says she feels useless and incapable of doing anything right, despite me trying to reassure her.
OP also blames himself for not being more openly positive. He can be an introvert, and in his mind, there are a lot of positive thoughts going on, but on the outside, he comes off as gloomy and brooding.
Edit 1. Just as I was thinking things were looking better, dirt really hits the fan. Wife admits to having a one-time affair with Mr. Martial Arts and has gotten pregnant. Claims it was a one-time thing and it's over between them. I am a total mess. I have said if she terminates it, there's a chance we can work it out. If she will not do so, we're getting divorced and she'll have the baby, which will be a total disaster for everyone involved, most of all for herself, which I know will really eat at my conscience, as I know seeing her suffer will really bother me.
Now, here is the first update.
We still love each other, at least she says she does, and we are still on speaking terms. She confessed the day before yesterday, and I'm frankly astonished and worried that I'm handling it so calmly. What is wrong with me? Am I in denial? I felt like I was in a haze all day yesterday, though, but I haven't cried, yelled, or thrown anything yet. The one thing that's disturbing me is that every time I close my eyes, I picture them together. How do I get rid of these images or deal with them when they show up? Edit. Although calm, I am in a bad place. I would like to show her the same level of disrespect, but that will definitely end in divorce. She will feel like she has to keep the baby, which will make her life bad. Even though she has disrespected me, I still care about her well-being, and she does not realize how bad keeping the baby will mess up both her and the baby's life, and I do not want that for her.
Also, the other guy is married as well, and his wife knows. Now, Here is the second and final update.
So, to continue where we left off, she's keeping the baby. She came close to terminating it, but couldn't go through with it. We spent the months after D-Day in what can be best described as relationship no man's land. We were not together, but not broken up. She rented a house just down the street, but spends most of the time in our house. I contemplated filing for separation, but kept postponing it. We tried therapy twice, which only seemed to involve a lot of soul searching and no constructive advice, which was what we were hoping for. Despite what's happened, we still remained friends and friendly. I don't hate her, even though I have good reason to. I distance myself from the whole situation, partly in denial, partly delusional. Her AP, who is also married, from what I was told, was trying to work things out with his wife. I directed all my hatred towards him, and still do, as even though it takes two to tango, I held him responsible. In my mind, he's the one who should have turned her down. I know this is probably just wishful thinking in order to clear my wife of any responsibility, thus protecting myself from the emotional strain of hating her. She was obviously still infatuated with him, and they kept up the whole messaging, social media, phone calls deal, only to a slightly lesser degree, though increasing leading up to the last couple of weeks. I snooped a couple of times, and there were never any declarations of love or intentions in their messages.
OP began to distance himself from her emotionally, stopped giving a SH about messaging, and basically started trying to let her go.
I even created a profile on Tinder, got quite a few matches, and had coffee with a woman I met. This helped my self-esteem a bit. I started feeling better and felt the fog was lifting. However, even though I tried distancing myself from my wife emotionally, at the same time, I was really craving attention from her. I kept catering to her when she was around. The consequences of her actions are beginning to become clear, and it's hard on her. I don't feel bad for her, as she had this coming. I offered to claim fatherhood of the child on the condition that AP was not to be involved. The rational reason behind my offer was a concern for the unborn child, as it is my belief that a child should grow up with two parents in a caring environment or something along those lines, and I know I will be able to love the child more or less as my own. The second reason was to protect my wife from the miserable life raising this child alone would be. Yes, she may deserve it, but I don't abandon pregnant women to themselves, no matter what they have done to deserve their fate. I even asked her if she wanted to start a life together with AP if she could, to which she replied no. Not sure I believed her, but seemed genuine enough. The third, not-so-noble reason was the satisfying thought that AP would forever have to live with the thought of someone else raising his child.
Then there is of course the reason that OP spent almost 20 years of his life with this woman, and the thought of a life without her scares the SH out of him.
To be perfectly honest, I really don't want to be with her. I wish there was an option where she would be okay on her own, but she's got no one to turn to for help, and I don't have the heart to turn my back on her. Yes, she might deserve what's coming, but that does not make me feel any better. In addition, we have 4 kids we have to take care of. As time went by, she kept in touch with the AP. I figured the above-mentioned option was never going to become reality, and was mentally preparing for the breakup until about 3 weeks ago, when, almost out of the blue, she decided she wanted no more contact with him. Apparently, the consequences of her actions was starting to become clear, and at the same time, the AP seemed to want to try keeping both women on the hook, which was not working out well. She is considering my offer, but she's worried that AP will try to intervene. In my country, if you're married, the husband is automatically assumed to be the father of the child.
AP can file a claim that he is the father, but OP is not sure that he will do it.
The other condition I set was that we would get back together, and it would not be a platonic marriage. She's having a hard time with this, obviously, both due to the fact that she's feeling very guilty, and she's confused about her feelings for me. She's told her side of the family everything, resulting in her falling out with her mom, which was a good thing, as her mother is a manipulating lady who is partly responsible for the situation that led to the PA. She also cut contact with her father, who she did not really have much contact with anyway. I've not told anyone except my doctor, partly to protect her, partly out of shame. For now, I'll wait it out a bit and see if she's really serious about cutting contact with AP, and if she will be able to rekindle her feelings.
OP says that he is in a far better place now than he was both before the cheating occurred and the weeks following D-Day.
If things don't work out, I still have a couple of matches on Tinder that I'm chatting with, so I know there are other options. She is ashamed and remorseful of what she's done. She is paying for it by having to carry to term a child that she may have to raise on her own. I know I may come across as desperate and determined to get her back, but I'm actually still on the fence about a lot of things. For one thing, she will have to show some serious commitment, and although she has done some things right, we're still undecided on where we're going from here. Currently, we're just coexisting and cooperating on taking care of the kids together, but this cannot go on indefinitely. Like I also pointed out, divorcing will have severe financial consequences, and we have to take this into consideration.
Edit. My behavior is self-destructive, but there has been no begging, although I can see my post may have come across that way, and my behavior has been degrading. There are bigger things at stake. Divorcing will have economic consequences that will greatly affect the life of our children in a negative way. The cost of living in this country makes it almost impossible to be able to afford to live on your own. She was ready to move out, but I proposed a solution that would be the best for the children, including the new baby. It won't be easy for me, but I'm willing to give it a try. I have done nothing wrong. She is the one who has to live with the reminder of what she did, and I cannot stress this enough. I do not wish for this child to grow up alone with a self-loathing mother who will blame for it for her mistakes, and 4 siblings who will blame for it for the destruction of their family. I don't care if it's not mine, and I know it's not my responsibility, but no child deserves that kind of life. So if it means my children will have a good life, I'm willing to make necessary sacrifices. Well, OP, you are a great guy with a big heart. No doubt about it. I don't think I can handle such betrayal and still support my wife with the added component of taking care of a kid that is not mine. I hope things turn out better for you and your kids, but not her. No doubt about the fact that you have to answer questions from your kids, your friends, and your family. I really hope things will start looking up for you from here on. I can't help but shake the feeling that your wife was keeping her options open only until the AP shut the door on her and not the other way around, which makes you plan B, and she will always keep an eye out for the potential plan A. I can only say that I would be out of that relationship. Be open and honest about your Tinder use. Inform her that there are several women interested in you. I would even go as far as show her pictures of the youngest and the most attractive match. Also, ask her to keep the kids for you some nights, tell her that you have a date and intentionally stay out, even if you just meet up for a coffee. Let her see that you have options. Good luck to you, OP. End of the story. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.